What if the only apartment you could afford came with wheels, not walls? In America's richest cities, rent just broke $3,400 for a one-bedroom, while a used cargo van sits on Craigslist for 1/6 of that price. Half the people forced into these vehicles have jobs. Seniors on Social Security are the fastest growing group. This isn't a quirky road trip, it's survival math, where every dollar and inch matters. So how does living in 20 square feet become not just bearable, but a routine, even a home? Here is where the so-called van life myth ends, and the real story of turning bare metal into life support begins. You are not here for a travel fantasy. You are here because the math broke. Pull up Craigslist, a used cargo van, $3,000 to $8,000. Scroll past the rust and dents. Now check Zillow. One bedroom rent in New York, $3,400 every single month. That is not a typo. That is a 27-to-1 gap between what it costs to sleep on wheels and what it costs to sleep in a box with a mailbox. If you are working full-time and still cannot afford a door that locks, you are not alone. Half the people living in vans are clocking in somewhere: warehouse, hospital, school bus lot. Seniors on Social Security are joining fast, squeezed by $1,500 checks that do not even cover a studio. The used van market does not care about your age or credit score. Facebook Marketplace is full of Ford E250s for $3,500, GMC Expresses for $6,500, and the occasional unicorn at $1,200 if you can swing a wrench. Financing a 5-year loan on a $5,500 van is about $125 a month, less than a week's groceries. That is why people who never thought they would live in a vehicle are learning to love steel and vinyl. When rent loses the math fight, the only thing left to do is pick a van that will not kill you in the first winter. Next, you will need to know what to look for under the hood and under the floor. Forget the Instagram sprinter. You are not shopping for a lifestyle. You are hunting for a survival tool. The right van will not get you noticed, and that is the point. White paint, no windows. It looks like every plumber's rig from Jersey to Fresno. The Ford E-Series is the gold standard, cheap, common, and built like a tank. 6 feet of headroom means you can sit up without smashing your skull every morning. And if you find a diesel, that engine is not even broken in until 300,000 miles. Gas models cannot touch that. They will be coughing up oil at half the distance. But none of that matters if the frame is rotted out. Rust is a death sentence. Crawl under with a flashlight. Look for bubbling paint, orange flakes, soft spots near the rear rails. A magnet should stick to every inch of the chassis. If it drops, you are staring at a hole. No exceptions, no wishful thinking. Rust never gets better. Walk away from any van that fails the undercarriage test, no matter how good the deal looks up top. An ASE certified mechanic will run you through the rest. Check drivetrain logs, listen for knocks, and inspect the suspension. But it is rust first, everything else second. The invisible workhorse is not the prettiest van on the lot, and it should not be. You want the one that blends in, starts every time, and keeps its secrets under a layer of white paint. Get this choice wrong, and nothing else you build will matter. Get it right, and you have a blank slate for the only home you can afford. Next up, how to keep that steel box from turning into a freezer. You don't start with a mattress or a kitchen. You start with the floor. Insulate it or freeze. Reflectix goes down first. Shiny bubble wrap, $1 per square foot. It is not magic, but it will stop your body heat from leaking into the pavement. Field tests say you get maybe 15, sometimes 20 degrees warmer at the floor if you seal every gap. That means taping the seams, stuffing the wheel wells, and ignoring anyone who brags about a 30-degree gain from a single roll. A van is a metal box. Heat leaks everywhere. But if you skip the floor, you will be cold no matter what you do next. Now you need heat, but you want to wake up tomorrow. That is where most people get cocky, and some don't get a second chance. The Mr. Heater Buddy costs $90 at Home Depot. It burns propane, so you follow the 1-inch rule, crack a window every time, no excuses. Carbon monoxide is silent. It doesn't care how tired you are. 2 carbon monoxide detectors, one by your head and one near the heater. Change the batteries every month.
Diesel heaters are cheap, but a bad install will kill you. There were 12 cases of carbon monoxide poisoning in vans last year. 3 people died. A fire inspector says check your lines, check your vents, check your ego. If you smell fuel or see soot, shut it down and get out. The only thing worse than freezing is never waking up. Once you have heat and air, then you can think about where you will sleep. A mattress on plywood isn't a bed, it's a science project. Your first job is to keep yourself breathing and your gear dry. Drill 2-inch holes every foot across the platform. Think Swiss cheese. Not solid wood. That's how you dodge the silent killer, mold. Warm air needs a way up through the mattress, or you'll wake up coughing in a damp cave. Most van dwellers go with an 18-inch platform. That gives you just enough crawl space for bins, wiring, and a cheap cooler. Memory foam should be cut to fit around wheel wells and vents. If you skip the vent holes, you're gambling with black spots and musty air. A 20-degree sleeping bag beats any thrift store blanket. No contest. Cooking inside a van is a risk-reward game. Forget open flames. A $20 butane stove does the job, but only if you crack the doors or a window every single time. Grease fires don't care about your budget. Keep paper towels and a tight lid within reach. Never cook on fabric. If you're feeling clever, freeze a jug of water and use it as a cooler hack. Most van meals are one pot: rice, beans, canned tuna. Cheap, filling, no smoke. The real trick is not burning down your only home. Sleep dry, eat hot, and you're already ahead of the game. Next up, how to run lights and charge your phone when there is no outlet for miles. Electricity is not a luxury. It is the difference between a phone that works and a pitch-black box when the sun goes down. Forget the Instagram solar array. This is about staying charged without draining your wallet or your starter battery. Start with a deep cycle marine battery that costs $150. It is heavy, ugly, and built to survive a boat, not a living room. That is exactly why it works. You want 30 to 40 amp hours a day, not a drop more. Overdraw and you will kill your battery in a month. A 100-watt solar panel runs about $120 if you buy smart. Mount it flat and disguise it as a roof vent. Nobody needs to know you are living inside. Cloudy day? No problem. A $40 battery isolator spliced into the alternator means every mile you drive pumps juice into your house battery, but never steals from the engine. It is a safeguard, not an accessory. Skip the old school bulbs. USB LED strips sip power, give you light, and will not toast your wiring. Add up your loads: phone, lights, maybe a fan. Stay under your daily budget and your power lasts for years. Blow it and you will be hunting for an outlet at midnight. You do not need a grid, you need discipline and a battery that is always ready to go. Nobody dreams of parking lot roulette, but if you want to keep your home, your job, and your dignity, you learn the stealth schedule. Walmart lots are the classic move. About half still allow it, but only if you are gone before the morning shift. Never risk 2 nights in a row. Hospitals are gold. Nobody questions a van near the emergency room, and security is too busy to care. Churches are the secret weapon. If you get a pastor's okay, you can sleep easy. Just do not overstay your welcome. The pros run a 5-spot rotation: Walmart, hospital, church, industrial street, truck stop. Hygiene? $25 a month at Planet Fitness gets you hot showers and a locker. No questions asked. Cannot swing it? Baby wipes and a bucket toilet fill the gap. The rule is stay clean, stay invisible, keep moving. Comfort is a moving target. Routine is survival. 90 days in, something strange happens. The panic fades. You stop waking up at 3 a.m. to check if your van is still there. Stress peaks in the first month. Surveys put it off the charts. By day 90, your brain adapts. Routine takes over. A senior on Social Security, living on $1,500 a month, keeps a checklist taped to the glove box. Heater lines, carbon monoxide detector batteries, vent holes clear, gym bag packed for the week. Maintenance becomes ritual. Community starts to mean the 6 a.m. regulars at Planet Fitness, the old guy at the coffee shop, the familiar faces in the parking lot rotation. Weekly waste runs, shower schedules, even sleep gets predictable. 7, maybe 8 hours most nights. But stability should not be a solo project. Policy experts push for safe parking zones, modeled after Portland's tiny home amendments and Denver's pilot lots. The ask is simple: legal space, less fear, fewer citations. Until cities catch up, survival stays a private routine. Real comfort depends on more than your own checklist. This isn't a lifestyle trend. It's what happens when rent outpaces reality, and a heater costs less than a deposit. Each van on the curb is a math problem nobody wants to solve. Ignore it, and the street becomes the waiting room for the next eviction. Your move.